Domestic Engineer Guy here again. This time let's talk some kitchen tips. More specifically, let's talk knives. Now, some guys collect guns. Domestic Engineer guys collect knives. Here you see some of the knives that I have. For instance, a cleaver. Don't use that too much unless I want to whack the head off of a chicken, but I haven't done that since I lived on the farm. I use this mostly for cheddar cheese. Bread knife. Use this quite a bit because that helps cut baguettes. This is a knife I saw used once on Food Network. Thought it looked pretty cool. Bought it. Used it 3 or 4 times. This is a very nice knife, but it doesn't sharpen as well as I like. This is my favorite knife. Very lightweight, very sharp, very nice, very expensive. A little bit of a shorter knife, but I tend to use this one. This is one my wife bought me by mistake. Still have trouble throwing it out. This is a carving knife. It's very good for carving up chicken once it's done, the full chicken, or for cutting up ribs. This I use a lot. This is a paring knife. This is a really cheap knife, and I use it to scrape the grill when I'm done. I don't care if it's dull. Now, piece of advice with your breadwinner. You probably shouldn't tell her that you spent $100 on your favorite knife. Now, some tips involving knives. Very important. Do not talk on the phone while you're using a knife. Do not try to multitask using a knife. Always wear long pants using knives. Trust me, they will find their way to the floor, and on their way down, they'll take a piece of the leg with them. Now, some more do's and don'ts with knives. Now, this looks like a very functional, practical little knife, and it is. But things you shouldn't do: don't lick your knife, do not trim your fingernails with it, and do not pick your teeth with it. The other thing is that if you're in a serious discussion with your wife about anything, try not to make a point with your knife. Let's talk wine for a bit. No, not that wine you do when your breadwinner doesn't come home on time and dinner is ready. Let's talk about how much wine to drink based on what all the information tells us. Now, unless you've been living on another planet, there's plenty of evidence and research now that suggests 1 to 2 glasses of red wine a day is healthful. Let's talk definitions. Glasses. This is a glass of red wine. This is also a glass of red wine. It just so happens that it holds a bottle. So what have we learned here? Good for you, not good for you. End of lesson. Let's talk packaging. Now, say you need to put something in the refrigerator or store it, and maybe you're out of the storage bags that you like to store things like cut up broccoli in, and you don't want to buy the stuff that's already packaged in the store because you like the fresher product. The solution? Most people would reach for my least favorite packaging product. It's called cling wrap. Now, the thing about cling wrap that's so apt for its name is that it in fact does cling. The problem is that it clings to itself and gets all wadded up, and you can't get the thing right. And for a guy, it's very frustrating. Now, my solution for this problem is duct tape. Now, I told you in an earlier video you'd find some use for duct tape. So my advice: duct tape, chuck the cling wrap. You will find these and other occasionally useful tips in my new book, Guy's Guide to Domestic Engineering, and in my blog at domesticengineerguy.com.